Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Live. Okay, yeah, it's not the same as Saturday Night Live, but we got all sorts of stuff to cover. I mean, I got a long list of things, and I got some mail. We got stuff happening at the parks. I got personal stuff. I got some announcements in that regard. That's going to definitely impact the channel and what you see there, and all sorts of things. We just got a lot to talk about. So let's roll. So I can see everybody's already talking about singing, and yeah. Don't worry, Craig. I won't kill you yet. So, lots of stuff going on. I do have to give you a little bit of a heads up. I am slightly giddy, um, slightly out of it, I guess you could say. I actually flew down to Dallas yesterday with my daughter. Yes, early yesterday morning. Put her on a plane to Tokyo, Japan. Sent her off, and then the flight I was going to come back on got delayed and overbooked, and eventually it didn't go, which meant uh, I didn't get to come home last night. And it turned into this incredibly busy day while I'm sitting at this cheap hotel, waiting to see if I was going to get home. Actually, ended up on the first flight out of Dallas this morning to come back home, got to the airport, and had to race over to this doctor's appointment where I was doing these tests on my heart, a stress test, an echocardiogram, and running around with that and just like so I am a little tired. We got two big pieces of news which I'll talk about in a little bit. I do want to Greg, yeah, thanks, Craig. You out of it doesn't sound unusual. And Brian, how are you doing? I'm actually doing good. Am I as giddy as a schoolgirl? Yeah, about some things, and I'm going to share those a little bit. I do want to talk a little bit about Disney news first, and then I will come around to my personal stuff because it is it's definitely several things, just boom, 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 all at once with us. But a couple things first. One, you've probably heard about. Let's see, Josh. Hey, Sir Willow, you should do an episode of silly guest interactions like you did with the silly, because I've never done those. I don't have one on tap yet, but I will come back to it again at some point. I am quite sure. Ideally, I would like my next silly guest video to be one I kind of do as a collab, and I'm trying to work on a couple things that way. But I don't want to give too much away in case it doesn't happen. But so, anyways, some big news coming out of Florida. Most of us, I think, have heard, sadly, of what happened at Icon Park with the young man, and there are going to be lawsuits uh, about this. It turns out, if you haven't heard, this 14-year-old was killed on a drop tower there. And it turns out that the operators, the people who actually program the ride and run it, not the ride operators, the kids, but the people running it, actually made some big changes to it and overrode the safety systems. It's going to be ugly. Expect lawsuits. Honestly, I would not be surprised if there's prison time. But I do want to say that what happened down there is not normal. There was somebody that was saying, "Yeah, let the state come in and start inspecting it." Well, the state already does. That wouldn't change, unfortunately. But there is going to be some big time things that happen as a result of that. Just keep your eye on it because it could have an impact on all sorts of stuff. Um, Several people already coming up with the next thing that's on my list is Disney losing the Reedy Creek Improvement District. Now, if you have now, um, if you haven't heard about this, by the way, Chris is saying the video is horrifying. I have not seen the video. I do not want to see the video of that. Not my thing. But coming back to the Reedy Creek stuff, um, now one of the things I do want to set out right at the beginning, you may have noticed that with all of the stuff going on with Disney, that I have not commented on it, that I haven't said anything about who's right and what's wrong, and about the law and all that, and that's because I um, I have a very strict rule on the channel that as much as possible, I avoid politics. I want the channel to be a safe space for anybody and everybody, regardless of what their views are. So I don't get into the laws and who should be doing what, that kind of stuff. But what I do want to talk about is the fact that the way this whole thing has gone, the Florida Senate and Assembly have voted to repeal the Reedy Creek Improvement District, which is essentially Disney's government that they use to take care of the infrastructure, the roads, the fire departments, and all of that stuff. They build it all themselves, they do it all themselves. But in the course of all this political stuff, they got the Florida governor and the Republican Party mad, and so now they voted to repeal it. And it's waiting to show or waiting to get signed by the governor. Um, and it will be. So then the question becomes, what's happening with this? Is this really going to happen? And there's a few things to be aware of with this. One, the Reedy Creek district was put in place through a regular session of the legislature through a regular procedure. And Drew mentioned it was signed today. Thank you, Drew. I've been going crazy, like I said, so I hadn't seen that yet. So it had a regular procedure that happened. The repeal happened in a special session. Well, Florida law says you cannot repeal in special session something that wasn't created in special session. The way it's done is different, and so it may or may not apply. So you've got that, Carolyn. So now taxpayers pay for Disney World. This is another major issue: is if this thing gets repealed, it basically comes out to $500 to $1,000 for every single person living in Osceola and Orange counties, which is something that the governments are not going to want to pay. But here's the big thing that I kind of want to lay out there, and I've seen this from a few different people who have dug in and read the law. The way that the law is written is that the Reedy Creek District would be repealed on June 1st of next year, so over a year away. And there's a provision in it where it could then immediately on the same day be reinstituted. Basically, within hours. Look, it's disbanded, but here it is again. Essentially, what this law is from, and I haven't had a chance to read it myself, but I've seen several people who have had a chance to read it. It's basically a big, giant publicity stunt. So, yeah, I would not worry about it. So that's basically my take on it. The counties are not going to want to deal with what the Reedy Creek does. Disney pays for a ton of stuff that they aren't going to pay for. So, Christian Aaron, how do you feel about the change that Disney's doing? And this is what I was just talking about: is that I don't put my positions out there on a lot of those things because I want this to be safe for anybody, regardless of what their views are. I don't talk about certain things. I definitely have views on it, but I'm not going to sit there and say, well, Disney's right, Disney's wrong, because there are such strong feelings. I don't want people to come here and go, oh no, what if he disagrees with me? Oh, what if we have to fight and argue? That's not what this is about. This is a safe place. This is a place to put all that other stuff aside, forget it for a while, and relax. So, you won't see me talk about that on the channel. Doesn't mean I don't have strong opinions, but this isn't a place for it. So that's why you won't hear what I think about that. Now, if you really, really want to know, there are ways that you can ask me, but you won't see it on YouTube. So, yeah, Craig, what is your favorite hot button political topic? Yeah, of course, he's going to hit the politics and the favorite in the same thing. Nice. I love what Joseph says here. Was Maleficent once said, "Let those fools play their little game." Exactly. So that's a great way to put it. So, and hello from the Netherlands. Welcome tonight. So, but yeah, that's politics and all that. No, even though I'm a pastor, you notice I generally don't talk about religious topics either. Same reason. I want anybody to feel free to come in regardless of what their political or religious or cultural backgrounds are. And hey, we can learn from each other that way. It's better. So, anyways, my daughter's in Japan now. In fact, I was actually messaging her just before I came on. She is scheduled to return in October, and that actually is a good thing because uh, if all goes well, Japan will be reopened to tourists by then. And I can tell you, she had her suitcases packed to the gills. So it means she's going to have somebody go over with another suitcase and help bring stuff back later, which hopefully is me. So I do have the opportunity to fly over to Japan cheap. She will have had time to acclimate and get to know things. And so the plan, fingers crossed, hope everything works, is that hopefully I will get to go over, fly over, meet her there, help pack her stuff, spend a few days and see some stuff, and hopefully film some things, and come back. So I'm hoping we will see if that works out. Uh, but that's kind of my hope. And oh man, my mother's here. We're in big trouble. Okay, y'all, behave. Gaming of Jesus asked, "Do you remember Disney's River Country?" No, it was gone long before I got there. So, nope, didn't get to see it. So, Chris, I did see they're letting companies get work visas. That is how my daughter got there. She is on a religious work visa. So that's how she got in. She is helping out with a couple other ministries there and doing that. But yeah, they're not letting regular tourists in yet. Carolyn Slack, Tokyo Disney. That would be amazing. Yeah, we will see. So, Craig, you claim that boy on the screen? Yeah, not always. So here's a couple things though that might affect that October trip, and part of what was going on with me yesterday at the hotel room. So we get to Texas, my plane gets canceled. I pick up a cheap hotel room. I get there, and oh yeah, and Ryan points out, have the Burning Bush channel for the religious topic. So if you want to know, some of it's there. But I'm sitting at the hotel room and I get an email. Now, if you didn't know, we're moving this summer. I'm stepping down from the church. We're moving over towards the Branson area. My wife already has a job there. We've got several different things going on. And one of the things we've been doing is looking for a house and trying to time it so all of our money comes in. Well, we had this really fun, really nice house that we really, really liked. And it came in, looked at it, thought that'd be great. It'll be gone in 3 days. Well, lo and behold, not only was the house not gone, but then they lowered the price. And we were going, and so we put in an offer on the house, postponing the closing until we could actually afford all of it, and they accepted. So we do have a house in the Branson area that we are currently under contract. So we are in the process of doing all the financial stuff. We're looking mid-June to close on that and officially have a home in the Branson area. I do not want to say exactly where because I will be setting up a P.O. box. Branson is a lot easier to get to than here, where I'm at now. So that's one way that we will be in the area. Kristen, on the other thing, any way you can DM me, email me, SirWillow@gmail.com. That is the best way to do it. And I can share with you a little bit that way. But so yes, we have a home. We're hoping everything goes through. If it does, we will close in mid-June. We will move approximately July 1st. It means this whole thing will change because it actually has a room that works as an office study studio that will be perfect for it. So yeah, we are really excited about that. Does mean that the money is going to be interesting this summer, and I'm going to have to find other ways to pick up some other money. We will have just enough to close, I believe, and then we've got to manage to make a mortgage payment this summer and some other things. So we will have some definite expenses coming up, and that is going to be one of the big things that may hinder Japan a little bit. Is the opening to go to Japan would be right after my wife starts getting paid at her new job and trying to figure all of that out. So that is going to be the big thing. What can we afford? How can we afford it? But we've got a house. And it's a really nice, it's more house than we thought we would get. So we are super excited about that. And I can't wait to share some of it I'm actually going back over Sunday, and we're going to do another tour and some filming and pictures and stuff. And so my patrons and supporters are actually going to get a look at the house and what we're doing. So, um, a couple questions here, Randy. Can you get in to pick up your daughter without getting a work visa? We're optimistic that Japan will open up for tourists after their July elections. So August, September, we're expecting them to open for tourists, so I should be able to get in without needing a work visa. That's the plan. Um, Let me see here. If I go to Japan, am I going to Shibuya? I will. If I go to Japan, I will be on a very tight budget, probably not doing a whole lot. I will do what I can. We will see. Moving auctions, you bet. We're going to be raising. I've actually already sold some old toys I had since I was a kid and some other things trying to get some money up. Am I retiring? No, I am resigning from the church, but I am not retiring. One, I'm still doing the channel. Uh, at the same time, I got the phone call on, or the emails on the house. We also got an email letting us know about the next step that we are looking at, what we've been focusing on to do after the church. And we found out we've got that approved. I can't share a whole lot about that. There are, I will get to share some at some point, but there are a couple security issues and other things with it as well. But I do look forward to being able to share. It's something that's going to be approximately 2 years down the road that we then step into. And before we get to do that, we've got to go through a bunch of training and a bunch of fundraising and all sorts of stuff like that. So there will be a point I will talk about it some, but very, very excited about that. So we had two big things, and both of them tons of paperwork and all sorts of other stuff. So I was going a little crazy these last 2 days. Um, and then Parker asked, "How is the health?" So what I was doing today after getting off the plane and driving mad dash 40 minutes over to the hospital to get tested is something called the stress test, where they basically get your heart racing and your breath going, and then they're checking what your heart's doing and seeing how it's going. And they also did an echocardiogram where it's like a sonogram, but for your heart, so taking pictures. I will get the results of that in a week or two, but they said it all looked semi-normal. So we're trying to figure out why I'm having breathing issues. And at this point, the best thing I can think of is maybe I'm coming down with asthma. I actually had it as a kid, and I'm wondering if I've got it back again. That's kind of affecting it, but I am kind of waiting to hear from my doctor on what's happening. It's part of the reason I haven't traveled much, because I'm not, I want to know what's happening before I go start hopping on coasters again. And once I do know that, then I should be good to go. And I'm hoping maybe, yeah, Barry, too much smoking. If you don't, well, smoking at the ears when I get mad, maybe, uh, but I am hoping if flights worked out to go to Carowinds uh, second week of Mayish, if there's seats. I'm hoping we will see how it works out. That's kind of the hope. I don't know if it will. So that's kind of those things. Yeah, just excited about all that. Lots of stuff. So I have some mail here. A couple things I wanted to open and share. One before Easter, Craig actually sent us the package, and we opened it because we knew there were chocolate eggs in it. Yum. But he did have a couple other things I haven't looked at yet, and so it's this weird looking gray bag. So I did want to open this up and find out what was in it. Crazy Mike, allergies. I don't think it's allergies. It really kicked in when we were at Universal Studios, and as we were walking around, it really came on like an asthma fit. And I've had this before where I'll have a hard time breathing and I'll cough and hack a bit, and then it clears up and I'm fine. Except it didn't clear up. and so even now, if I get active and I go walking just a little bit, grocery shopping at Walmart, and I'm done at Walmart and I'm going, so there's something going on, and we're trying to figure out what. I was saying, let me know. We can join you at Carowinds. If I know it's going to be one of these deals where, hey, look, tomorrow there's seats, and so it's going to be like a 1 day notice. So I can't promise. I will try. I'll post it as soon as I know. Hit my mom. I didn't get any of the chocolate eggs. It's okay, Mom. I got one. Margaret and Amber ate them all. Okay, so this is what Craig sent. Oh, this is kind of cool. We've got 2,000 peso bills from Chile. Very nice. And a magnet. So if you don't know, Craig was down in Chile to go down to the Antarctic and the South Pole. And this is really cool. This is also from Chile. Another magnet. Oh, is there some chocolate mint eggs? Okay, so Mom, we will take the chocolate mint eggs to us or on Sunday so you can see them. And wait, you get C's next week? Did the eggs go fast? Were the eggs pressed? That's cute. That's really cute. And this is kind of cool. Super Starcross. And then a couple brochures in here. One Holiday World. I'm due to get back to Holiday World. And then Craig also does drama stuff. So that would, okay, I'm going to admit something. I have never seen this play. Yeah. So, Morgan Olson, go see a doctor. Maybe you need an inhaler. That's what all these tests have been for. So we can figure out what's going on. Oh, yeah. A couple other cards. I don't have my opener. I forgot my opener. Shame on me. But yeah, but we've got all sorts of empty boxes around the house now, and I've got a couple people coming to help us move. So here's something. Okay, you want to see me personally? I'll put you to work helping us move in July. There you go. So this is from Barry. Let's see. Bad Bible joke. Why is it a bad idea? This is bad. This is really bad. Why is it a bad idea to fart in church? You have to sit in your own pew. Oh my goodness. That's bad. Brian Idius, what's the oddest flight routing you've had flying standby? I did have one time that instead of flying direct from one place to the other, I had to fly from one city over to another city, and then get back. I've only done that once, though. I haven't. I know other people that have done stuff like that on a routine basis. SirWillow, so many magnets. When he packs them all into box, he moves all the compasses will go crazy. I do have my magnets actually all packed except for these, and it's a box that's about yay big. It's a heavy box. So, what's your thoughts on meet and greets coming back to Disney? Yay! In fact, I got to fly without a mask on. That was amazing. I forgot what that feeling was like. I am actually excited. That's why I published the one video a couple weeks ago about the what to do with character meet and greets, because they're back to normal, and it's nice to see. It's overdue. Although there is one thing that is not back to normal. If you go to an indoor meet and greet, you're not going to have a photographer. You're going to have a stupid box. but otherwise, I am excited. It's time. It's time. So a couple of other cards here from Barry, and then I got a couple small packages. That's really cute. Do I smell carrot cake? We did actually have some carrot cake around. It was good. Let's see. Flying without a mask would be so nice. It was weird because I'm so used to wearing them now, and then to walk into the airport and not have to put it on, and to get on the plane and not have it. It was kind of like I'm doing something wrong. So. Easter blessings. That's a pretty card from Barry. Let's see. With every blossom of spring, God dispatches afresh the beauty of his perfect love. Wishing you joy and love at Easter. For those of you who don't know, Easter is one of the busiest times for pastors. It's intense and exhausting. So, so thank you so much for that, Barry. Let's see. Ever been to Disneyland Paris? Okay, Big Sandy. Here's one thing I would encourage anybody, if they say, have you been to, fill in the blank. Go to my channel homepage, youtube.com/c/SirWillow. Type in that channel search box where you want to know if I went, and see what comes up, and you'll find Disneyland Paris videos there. Additionally, you'll even find in the description of this video, you'll see a link to something called Scribble Map, and it actually will tell you every place I've been to. And if I had a video on it, it'll actually have a link in the video for it. So, Brendan, time to create another automatic banner. Let's see here. You know what? I don't have a banner for that. Shame on me. Shame on me. Okay, I do need to create an automatic banner for that. Suzanne, have you been to Carowinds? Not yet. Craig, when are you going to? Okay, okay. There. I do have a banner for that one. Um, a couple other things here. I did get this one package I was not expecting. Those of you, if you're familiar with my pin trading, you know I've recommended Pinderella a number of times. Pinderella is my go-to place to buy pins. I've also become part of an online trading group called Pin and Pop, which I've really enjoyed. They had some great trading events. Well, Pinderella sponsored a trading event at Pin and Pop. And afterwards, I did several trades, and unfortunately, uh, and afterwards, I got this package, and I wasn't expecting it. Unfortunately, it came because James saw this. LA County is still requiring mask mandate for all public transit. My daughter had to wear a mask all the way to Japan. So, yeah, there are still places that are doing that, but yeah, I have no idea what Pinderella sent me or why. I wasn't expecting it. So let me see. Oh, I won a Super Bowl prize. I didn't even know. Oh my goodness. I won a prize at Pinderella Super Bowl thing. I never win those. So yeah, here, there's the card. And there you go. Pinderella. Go buy pins from Pinderella. She's got a wonderful website, not just the Facebook group, but I won pins. Let's see. So we've got off-duty taxi. There you go. That's a nice pin. I'll probably use that one as a trader. And this one I may keep. That is a really nice mini. Where's it Mickey? That's Mickey. That's a nice pin though. Yeah, that's really cool. So didn't know I won. Let's see, Joseph, Disney princess I'd like to meet when I go back to Disney parents is Princess Aurora. And you know what? When we were at Disneyland Paris, that is actually one of the ones that we got to meet. Let's see here. And so, see if I can make this work here. Screen. And there you go. That is actually at Disneyland Paris. So with Princess Aurora there. So yep, it's an interesting way that Disneyland Paris does their meet and greets. Is they will tell you that you could have one of three different princesses, but you don't know which one you're going to get till you get up there. So yeah, it's interesting the way they do it. But yep, got to meet Aurora there. So and Ed, what are your thoughts on the Reedy Creek? You missed the first 15, 20 minutes of it because I talked about it then. So if you get a chance, Ed, go back and watch the beginning of the stream. I do talk about it there. So found a vintage figment plush at a recent estate. That would be really cool. I would love to see a picture of that, Suzanne. No. Okay, so this is from Barry. And yeah, once we get moved and I have the new PO box set up, I will be updating all the links in all my videos. I do have a program that will do that, and so you'll see the new mailing address in the videos at that point. So if you start wondering what happens if I send it to the old address, it'll all get updated. So let's see. Here's something I got for you when I was at Epcot earlier this month. Ooh, okay, Craig, you might be jealous of this one. It is a harmonious pin. That is really pretty. I did actually see somebody post a meme of Harmonious, and Harmonious has this big multi-arm thing, and the meme said the giant octopus came out, and all the countries of the world joined together and launched shells to blow it up. It was kind of funny, but that's a really pretty pin. Let's see. Another automatic banner. Go back to earlier in the stream. So, Brendan, you need to send me a note reminding me to create these. A banner that says, I talked about that earlier. So, let's see. Any updates on Fire in the Hole? They have actually started framing the building for the new one. There are uh, building supports up now, so it is coming along. The 500 acres that SCC bought, I actually did a video on a little while ago. SCC actually owns a ton of land around there, and it's just adding onto that. They're not going to build anything new or special with it. Don't count on that. They just like owning the property to keep it serene. But yeah, the new Fire in the Hole is going up. So, um, oh, okay. And KH, thank you so much. For updating on the Patreon pledge. I appreciate that. Um, Honestly, I really appreciate that, especially now that we're getting ready to buy this home. Um, I did actually have somebody that was asking me about, well, how can I help? Uh, Honestly, the best thing you could do and I'm not trying to plug commercial here, but if you are thinking about that, join Patreon. You will get benefits, you will get perks, and I can show it as work income that way, which the mortgage company really likes. But yeah, so I very much appreciate that, Cage. It's going to come in very handy this summer. Um, Crazy Mike. Since the TARDIS I built for you is bigger on the inside, can you pack everything inside? I wish I could. That would be amazing. So, let's see. Oh, okay. So this is from Judy, and I love what Judy does because when she sends me stuff, I'll hide her address. She paints these envelopes, and these are just amazing. I love her. I save all these things. So, Craig, are they going to do an SDC improvement district? SDC has a very good relationship with local governments, so no, they don't need it. Okay, now I'm going to figure out how to open this. There it is, and to try to do this without hurting the artwork. Let's see. How to open it. Any STC festival you are looking forward to seeing? I'm hoping I can make it to Street Fest before it's gone. I really am. So we will see if that happens. Of course, Christmas and other stuff. I love the festivals at Silver Dollar City. It's just so busy right now. This is the hard thing with all the house stuff and other things is all this travel I wanted to do between my health and the house. It's all kind of on hold until I can get all this stuff sorted. But we've got plans for June. The first part of June at least, and then July, I'm hoping I can kick back into gear and get some of this. Let's see. First park trip of 2022. Oh, these are really cool. Dollywood pins. I don't have any from Dollywood. Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is an amazing coaster when it runs. And then, of course, the train. Thank you so much, Judy. Those are amazing. I love those. Thank you. It is interesting. They got the drop tower on Dollywood, the Dollywood pin. Those are great. Thank you. KH Fanatic, where are we moving to? Over towards Branson. We will be much closer to Branson. We'll be in the, I'll put it this way, I'm in the greater Branson area. So that's a good way to put it. So, do I have any traveling advice? A little scared of traveling outside my country. Depends upon where you want to go and what you want to do. Every place is different. Going to Paris is different than going to the United Kingdom, which is different than going to Holland, which is different than going to Japan. So it's definitely it's subject to where you want to go. Are my dogs looking forward to the move to the new house? My one dog is. My other one, unfortunately, when I was in California, we lost her. So still a little sad about that. But yeah, the one, she doesn't know any better. And it'll be interesting because it's a 2-story house and her legs, the arthritis is starting to kick in. So we're figuring out how we're going to be able to allow her to move around. So, okay, so this is another package from Barry. And Fantasy Prince, I want to go to England. I've actually not been to England. So I'm not the one to ask on that. But I do have English viewers who I'm sure will chime in. They can give you some great advice. This is kind of neat. Futuristic water bottle from Star Trek. Has the belt clip there, and then So you fill it up and you squeeze it out. That's really cool. I can use that. That is really neat. And then let's see. Happy first contact day to celebrate Zephyr Cochrane's first warp flight. Here are a few Star Trek related items for you. With the first woman captain, at least as far as CV goes, Captain Janeway. Thank you, Barry. This is really cool. And those of you who know that I like Trek, this is my favorite Trek series. I love Deep Space Nine is my favorite. I do like it better than Next Gen. So thank you. That is very cool. And you got it with Jadzia Dax, not Ezri. Ha. Yep. The nerd comes out. Thank you. Thank you, Barry. Cool. Just email me a photo of Figment if you want to see it. Ooh, I'll have to open up my email program. So, let me see. Who and I got more stuff on the blow. Hasn't come through quite yet. I'll keep an eye on it there, Suzanne. So, pastor and family had the excuse of visiting family. Don't know what the restrictions are right now. Yep. So here you go, Fantasy. Joseph is from the UK. There's your source. Talk to him. He can help you out. But, yeah, I think that's the biggest stuff. So Reedy Creek, we talked about why I don't take sides in politics. We talked about characters coming back. My daughter in Japan, the health, the new home. Wow. We actually covered everything in like 35 minutes. This is weird. I never finished this early. So I can't be finished, which means you guys got to start asking more questions here. We've got 40 of you on right now. So, why does Mr. Spock have to change every 10,000 light years on the Enterprise? The Spock plugs. Oh, gosh. That's bad. That's bad. But so, okay, so upcoming stuff. I can tell you this. So, we'll be at Busch Gardens the very end of May, Disney World for May 31st and the first 3 days of June. We should be able to get on Guardians of the Galaxy. That is the plan. I'm actually going to do something at Epcot that I never do if I have to. One, I'm going to rope drop. And if I have to stand in line for a few hours for Guardians, I imagine they'll probably have the reservation system in place, but I'm going to do everything I can to get on Guardians of the Galaxy because I've done everything else in Epcot. So that is coming up. Videos coming up. I can share a little bit with you. There's a behind the scenes video coming up next week for everybody. My patrons and YouTube members have actually had access to it for 3 weeks, almost a month. But it is one that I did film with kind of everybody in mind, talking about the process of how I make the video, the way it goes, and stuff like that. So it should be a lot of fun that way. So look for that coming up next week. Tom has a good question here. Why aren't you moving to Springfield? Here. Why aren't you moving to Springfield, as you mentioned? One of the big things about where we were going to move was dependent upon my wife getting a job teaching and where she got. She had an interview with Springfield and just kind of came away going, additionally, she's got over 20 years teaching experience, and Springfield was not going to give her credit for all of that. So she wasn't going to get paid as much. She then, 3 days later, had this interview with Branson, and it was everything that she wanted in an interview. She got along amazingly with the people. The atmosphere was perfect. They gave her credit for all of her teaching, which means she actually gets paid more than she would have gotten in Springfield. And it's actually easier for me in Branson because it puts me closer to filming stuff. There's actually people in Branson who know what I do and why I do it and how I flex. So I can get a part-time job in Branson much easier than I could in Springfield that will work with allowing me to do the videos and the church work and other stuff like that. So it was a win-win. And then the house all came together too. So it really, we look at, my wife has a job that's almost her dream job. We've got a house that's almost the dream house. We've got everything else. we're looking at all this and we're going, this is crazy how this has all come together. So it's really nice. Randy says only 6 people have hit the like button. Shame on you. Okay, guys. If you don't know, when you hit that like button for a video, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, it actually shows them that you're interacting with it, which means it's a good thing, and it helps push the video out to more people. So when you hear a YouTuber say, please hit that like button, there's a reason. Even if you don't subscribe or spend money, that like button will help push the video out to more people and help make it more popular. And it will help us reach that 30,000 subscriber level when I've got all sorts of prizes and stuff coming up. So, Craig, what about disliking? Well, Craig, if you dislike the video, I'm going to start singing. There you go. So, let's see. Danny Andrews, have you ever come to Georgia? Okay, so Danny, we go back, go to the channel page, type in Georgia in the channel search box. I really do need to make a banner there. My mom says 15 likes, 18 likes. Okay, yeah, keep it going. Yay! 20 likes, 22. Hey, we're on a like roll here. But yes, if you've got a YouTuber that you like and you enjoy their videos, definitely please hit the like button for them. And then if you got a place to share the videos, forums, Reddit, if you've got friends, hey, you might be interested in this, Twitter, stuff like that, please share them. And I'm not saying that just for me, I'm saying it for everybody. I do have a Twitter feed. It's at gbernash on there. So you can actually go there and just retweet my tweets with the video links in them. And things like that. It really does help all of us out. We really do appreciate it. And it'll help get that subscriber number up so we can do our big deal. Ryan Idius, Discord. I do have a Discord channel. I don't post the links on there automatically because it's a lot there. So, Brendan, do you really want to hurt me? Channel my inner boy George. But yes, anybody that you like watching on YouTube, they will really appreciate you hitting those likes. It does help them out. So, I think I'm honestly, guys, I'm kind of going. One bit of news out of Cedar Point, although it has not come out publicly. If you did not get a chance to ride Top Thrill Dragster, you are probably out of luck. Rumblings I'm hearing is that it is not ever going to open again. It is done. Don't know what they're going to do with it, but it does look like after what happened a year ago that they're probably not going to reopen it. Let's see here. Arjun Hendricks. I just like the video. I don't want you to sing. Okay. Craig will appreciate that. Do I know any people that could teach some of the music from Celebrate the Season? I don't offhand. I'm sorry. So that's one of those things. Disney, when it comes to knowing people at Disney, you have to remember that when I was there, it was 55,000 cast members. At one point, it was 80,000 cast members. And that's a lot of people working there. So that's the size of a city. So let's see. Any new people in this video? Oh, Sir Willow's pins. Thank you for reminding me. I do have a few pins. I have 3 people I need to mail pins to, and I haven't yet. I've had so much stuff going on. I do have a handful left, but I am starting to run out. So one of the things I'm thinking about here is after we get all moved, I am thinking about doing a new pin design and selling some new pins. So that may come up in the fall. We will see what happens. To give you an idea, the last time I did a batch of pins, I did 300 pins, and it ran me over $800 to get those made. So that kind of gives you an idea of the costs. And so when I sell the pins, I'm making a couple dollars each on them, but when you figure in the postage, the handling, the price of the envelope, the bubble wrap, the price of the pin itself, didn't make a whole lot of money off them. So, so that is something though that is on the horizon. Is I will be looking at making a new pin design if people have an interest in them. So if you've got an interest in pins, let me know, and we can definitely work on having maybe a design contest for the next one. That could be a lot of fun. Um, I do love these pins though. I think those came out great. So um, let's see, Willow, can you do that voice again when you said Disney's too expensive? It's too expensive. I don't know if it's that one or inconceivable. There you go. There's a voice that a lot of you will recognize. Videos coming up. To give you all a little bit of a preview here, I do have a video. These are things that are outlined. This is all subject to change. But I've got one video I've kind of outlined that things that Disney fans need to let go and that they shouldn't let go, which could be a lot of fun. I have a video about tips for taking a good photo that I learned on the job and how to have people pose and stuff like that. That is outlined. I still have to do my studios park for my Build a Perfect resort thing. So that is still there as well. Um, oh, Chris, got your own apartment after living. Yay! Good for you. Good for you. And actually, good luck at my house hunting. We found a house. We're under contract. We are excited about that. So yeah, we're blessed. It's just getting all the financials to come together. That's the big thing for us. But congrats to you. And yeah, just pray because we've got basically about a month and a half, not quite 2 months, to make sure that the loan comes through, gets approved. Then we have enough money for all the closing costs and extra costs and down payment and all that kind of stuff and all of that kind of thing. So that's going to be the big thing is just, do we have the funds and can we get the loan approved? Um, so pray for us for that. We would really appreciate it. Let it go, let it go. So um ever Crazy Mike, ever been to Pennsylvania? You missed my whole trip last year, Mike. Oh yes, and if you ever see Brendan post NSFC, it's not safe for Craig. It means I'm singing. So uh yeah. uh Crazy Mike, what size ammunition did you use in house hunting? um 22 actually was what we used on the train. So Brennan asking, are we moving churches? We are resigning our church. Our denomination has lots of churches. We are not taking over a pastorate. We are actually going to be doing something different that will involve us doing some fundraising and traveling around. Um, it is something that I will be visiting a lot of different churches in the next couple of years. And actually, if it all works well, the plan is if I'm going to visit a church somewhere and there's a theme park nearby, to use the opportunity to go visit the theme park and the church at the same time. So we're actually, I'm really excited about this possibility that I can actually take the two different things and tie them together. If you're familiar with an evangelist, which is somebody who travels around speaking in different places, it'll be something like that. But again, raising funds for what we want to do in a couple years. But we can definitely tie it in with the YouTube stuff too. So if I get a church in California, and I should have a number of churches in California and get to go visit, I will get to go visit Great America and Discovery Kingdom and some of those kinds of things. Florida, hopefully I can get back down there and go visit Legoland because I have yet to be to Legoland and some things like that. So it is definitely a possibility where as I travel around and if I know people, this is a big thing is I've got to have the churches invite me in. I've got to have a contact and then I can actually work out and do both. So Randy C, you could start taking pictures professionally. I actually sold off my semi-professional gear a while back because this silly thing takes pictures almost as well as the DSLR did, and it's a whole lot easier to carry. But I did try a little bit of semi-amateur photography. It's more work than you realize, and the amount of money you have to invest in to have good equipment to make it work. Uh, it's outside of it's too much for me. So, any of the roller coasters at Silver Dollar City on your quest? No, because I've already been on all of them. The quest for 400 is to reach 400 different coasters. So to add a coaster on the list, it's got to be one I've never been on before. So that's how all of that works. So it's got to be a new coaster to me. So Guardians of the Galaxy, for example, will be a new coaster. Iron Gwazi will be a new coaster for me. The biggest thing is going to be still waiting to find out my health and if I got clearance. Because I will admit, with my heart bit right now, as I'm waiting for the doctor, there is a part of me that is a little concerned that the doc may say, you know what, no more. Hope not. Don't expect that, but it definitely is there. So that's kind of why I'm holding off a little bit. So, uh, Brand Tanioka, can I stop in Vegas? If you can book me a church in Vegas, I can stop in Vegas. That's the biggest thing. So, uh, that's honestly, that is the biggest determinant as far as where I travel. Is it a place I can fly to or get to easy? Is it a place that I will have a place to stay that's cheap? And especially with the churches, will there be a church for me to speak in and share and raise some funds? So that's going to be kind of the big thing. Um, and I can't get into why the fund. I know there's this idea. See, all them pastors are just out for money. The money in this case would actually be funding something that we're going to be doing longer term. It isn't just say, "Hey, make me rich." Uh, Actually, all the money that we raise isn't going to go in my pocket at all. At least not directly. It goes into our church organization to pay for other things and stuff like that. So there will be a point I actually get to share all the details. I just can't yet because it's still brand new, but it will come out. So um, I think that's most of the stuff I've got. Shared some of the videos coming up. Um, I do have another video I'm working on. What makes a park a good park versus a great park and a bad park. And so that will be coming up. And I've got several things from different parks talking about with like that. Uh, do I like water parks? I do really like water parks. I don't do them so much anymore because I don't have kids. My kids are grown. So you end up with this old guy running around by himself at a water park. It and unfortunately with all the families and stuff, there are people that kind of look at it and go, "Why is this old man running around the park with a camera? That's kind of creepy." Um, so I don't go as often anymore. If I had a group of people I was with, I would love to go. But yeah, water parks don't work quite so well. People misinterpret why you're there and what's going on, and so that's why I don't do them so much anymore. I keep hoping at some point I'll have grandchildren, or I can adopt grandchildren, or something, or go with my nieces and nephews, and then I can hit some water parks, and then I've got family to be with. But yeah, just trying to keep it on the up and up and not creep people out because creepy people aren't cool. I think that's all of it. My wife's walking down the hall for something. Oh, okay. I'm just trying. I'm looking over my list here, trying to see if I had anything else that I wanted to talk about. And I think that's most of it right now. So, and there will be some other stuff too that I will be sharing with my patrons and supporters about the house. Like I said, I'm going to shoot video and pictures and stuff, and so they will all get previews of that. And some things like that. And there will be a point where I will feel comfortable sharing some pictures of the house. I'm being very careful of it right now because I don't want to give away the location because it is a location that's much more accessible than where I'm living now. And unfortunately, there are some weird people out there. And especially if you saw my video recently on some of the mean comments, I've had a handful of people that have just been sending some really weird stuff. So, um, yeah, it's interesting. Um, and Suzanne, maybe they're coming in on Gmail. I'm not seeing those emails yet. Earthlink is probably going, they're too big. So, but I'll look for it. But yeah, I think that's it. So, end of June, first part of July is moving time, and we'll be looking for help and stuff. And again, please keep us in prayer that everything comes together for the house. So, I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. I no reason to drag it on anymore. What I probably will do though is I may sign over onto Twitch after this. I might stream for a little bit with my daughter gone. It's a little more relaxed. Yeah, Earthlink. The reason Kurzik, yeah, you're old school with Earthlink. The reason why is I've used the email address for so long. Why change it? I do have the Gmail address, and so my Gmail actually forwards to Earthlink, but that's my main email address that I use, um, and it's just easier to keep using the same thing than risk losing it. So, but um, but I think that's it. So give me 10, 15 minutes, and I may pop over on Twitch if my wife allows me. That'll be the big thing. Happy wife, happy life. So hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We will catch you all later. Have a great evening and a great weekend, everybody. Be blessed. Thank you so much for joining me. I have had a great time and hope you did too. We'll talk to you later. God bless.